Welcome to TradeTheMBI.com. This is John. This report is for the 20th. Well, didn't we get a little bit of excitement? Just when we talked about the range shrinking that it was going to need to break out, here it goes. So we get a nice little flush that causes a lot of people to panic because there's really a lot of terror that everything is going to fall apart for no real particular reason. We started getting buy signals on that setup, though. We had to retest some of those dips below the red line. And then finally consolidated right down along the base, ended up with a beautiful little buy signal right over here. What was the value of that close? Let's figure out what that was. 25.49, so right at the support, the 50 range. And then, boom, just skyrocket all the way back up to the peaks. Continuation even here in after we've actually had a dip here into the positive extreme, so I would expect that we're going to head back up to that 70. So that would be plus 10ish range or whatever for the day coming ahead. And that's just I might even need to retrace just a little bit more, but all in all, this was kind of where we were expecting things to get to a point where it lulls everyone. They think that nothing's going to happen, and that's when they shock the system. People probably were tightening their ranges, so they have to drop through, see what stops they can hit, and from that point, take off. And that's where we're at. So always nice to start with those little effects. Gold, tiny little rebound. It's going to continue to rise as it stabilizes. Oil is just consolidating in this range, pretty much expectation. We finally do have it, though, breaking above red DOC, and that could create a little more softness for it, but I think it's going to be stable right where it is. Bonds are ridiculously high at that level. Euro's still holding on to its extreme range. All these things are just supportive of what we're seeing. For those that don't think that we should be moving higher, blah, 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 they're missing the broader macro view of what inflation does in time. Here you do, though, have the NQ with that spike above 13.5. Could be problematic, particularly if we didn't have the short-term buyer reset down here, which is the steel, along with the green. Those turning around to the upside can certainly counteract it, though we have to watch the shakeout here. I don't think it's going to go negative. I think it'll stay positive, and if that's the case, they'll start to build a new histogram, which will give it a continuation of overbought. Click the wrong way there. Going in reverse today just for the fun of it. And there's the ES, so you can see the nice little dip right there, just filled back in all the way across. It's nice and pretty, all the way back to the last signal from a short view. And here you go. Now, it's interesting, when we developed this lovely spider that I like to call them, where it does this quick reverse, it usually leads to a pretty decent continuation move on that. I think also we ended up with, on that dip, the strategies also bought long at the 25.60. So interesting stuff, all pretty much well within our expectations. So no big excitement from that standpoint. As always, though, trade well. We'll talk again on the Skype chat.